and welcome to another segment of Just Saying, and Teresa Foster here. You know what I'm saying? I want to introduce you to a guy, man. I got big hopes for this guy. You know, he's a mayoral candidate for this election, November 6th. Go vote.
Go vote.
Go vote, November 6th. No matter what, go vote. And it's not just Shreveport, because the reason why I'm speaking of Shreveport is because this young man is a mayoral candidate for the city of Shreveport. And matter of fact, introduce yourself to him and let him know a little bit about yourself, and we'll go from there.
Hey everybody, I'm Steven Jackson, number 58 on your ballot. I'm here to talk about our opportunity agenda. It's an agenda that's focused on creating more jobs, an agenda that's focused on rolling out pre-K for all, because we need more individuals being educated and at great level. It's an opportunity agenda to talk about decreasing crime and how do we actually get to the root causes of what's causing crime, and how do we create more opportunities right here at the local level. And so that's why I'm running for mayor, because I believe I'm the best candidate for the job. I'm the most knowledgeable candidate for the job. I can come in day one, and I'm not selling folks unicorns and UFOs. I'm actually selling some things that we can actually do to lift our community up.
Right. And that's, you know, basically what I'm talking about, because when I mean, no disrespect to the president, you know, a person that's in office, but I mean, the show called Just Saying, so
I'm just saying.
You've got to do more for this city to bring it to the respectability that it should have. You got to do more than just fixing
let
roads.
me be very clear, and I've said that, and let me be clear, the roads that she is fixing, that this administration, and I have, you know, respect for Mayor Tyler, I think she's a nice lady. However, the roads that are being fixed was done under the previous administration. That money was put there under the previous administration.
So it just was completed on her watch.
It's completed on her watch. The Spar Center renovations, all that was done in 2011 bond series. It's just being completed under her watch. She's taking credit for bringing Whole Foods to town. We've got pictures where we were cutting, doing the groundbreaking for Whole Foods in early 2014, but she'll take credit for it. The ribbon may have been cut while she was the mayor, but the project started before her. And so, again, no disrespect, I think the only thing that we can give this mayor credit for is messing up the water bills. Okay, messing up the water bills, and quite frankly, a failed Cross Bayou plan, and trying to put an extra $12. I don't know if everybody remembers that, but trying to tack an extra $12 a month on the water bills for trash pickup. Right. So,
well, you know, my point, I mean, he said that right, because that's what I was telling people. Mayor Glover said it in play.
A lot of stuff.
Same thing as President Trump. Obama set it up. He just delivered it.
Right.
So my thing is with it, I am a young parent, a young single parent. So my thoughts are bringing younger people in, because I think you can feel what I'm feeling. I think I have respect for Ollie too, but I think it's time for Ollie to move, to sit down, because why do we have to go to Dallas to take our kids to the main event? Why we can't bring those things here?
Right. And
you know, so that's why I'm pushing, and I'm hoping everyone is true to their game about what you're saying. What are you gonna do? Because I'm gonna put my money behind you. I'm gonna put my Facebook post behind you, because I want a younger version, because we need to remove all these old people, because they're really just looking out for to me, senior citizens. But you have a lot of youth here are leaving because of the pay, the crime. So I want to know, what can you bring actually as a mayor for young single families that's looking to raise their families here in Shreveport?
Well, there's a number of things, and I want to be clear that age is not something that I consider. I don't want to be, because people will see this and take it as I'm discriminating against a person because they're too old or too young, and I don't want to get into that. I think there's a place at the table for everybody. However, I think I'm the most knowledgeable candidate, because when you talk about the brain drain, how do we keep our young talent here? We have to have jobs, because I graduated from college at a very difficult point in the national economy. We were dealing with the recession in 2010. And so when I came back home, I had no job to work at. I had to go be a substitute teacher, a long-term sub, and make my ends meet. So we have to go out and use the economic development incentives that we have an economic development team that's actually going to go out and recruit jobs, get somebody at the General Motors plant so that we can have the jobs, because we remember the days when GM were here.
Yeah.
And those things, those quality of life things like the concerts, the festivals, the fairs, those things will follow.
And see, I'm glad you said that. And I'm looking at your shirt.
Right.
You know, shout out to Grambling State University,
GS,
Southern University.
GS.
You know, I'm Louisiana boy, so I got to represent both my HBCs in Louisiana. Oh yeah.
I thought that was
LSU.
Okay, I thought that was a GS you had on.
No, he is LSU.
But this is a question I want to ask you. Since I was in high school, every year
there was a game.
We had an HBC game.
Right.
It's been years. It's been years. Is that something, as mayor, that you would try to make sure we get that back?
We're going to bring it back. This administration wanted to charge Grambling State University and the other schools $20,000 to come play their game here. That's crazy. This is an opportunity to bring people to town, give young people something to do.
Because people will come from Dallas, and Houston,
have a Greek show,
come see this game.
Have a Greek show, have a concert built around it, have an event built around it. Don't charge the schools to get here. Open the stadium up. We're not using it anyway, other than high school football. But we're paying the debt for it.
The only college football game they got is Independence Bowl.
Right. So
Independence Bowl, the only college game. That's ridiculous. This is a sports city.
I would tell people what I would like to do is have a law school here. Work with Southern to have a law school, a satellite campus here. Work with Grambling to have a sort of Grambling West here. Work with LSUS so that we can bring LSUS into downtown. Because if you go into most modern downtowns, yes, it's thriving, but there's a presence of a higher education institution where folks are walking, young people are involved.
That's right.
You have more Greek life so that they can get involved and have something.
Georgia State is in Atlanta.
Exactly.
It's
in downtown.
Downtown. Yeah, you're right.
Those buildings need to be renovated. Downtown should be lit up.
So they could be some of these school substations.
Yes. You can put those schools as a satellite. Right now, I have a friend, she drives every Tuesday to Grambling. She gets there about 9 a.m. and doesn't get back home to Shreveport until like 8:30 at night. It's ridiculous because she has to go there to get her master's in social work. We have a lot of people here who are interested in social work. We have a lot of folks interested in public administration. We have a lot of folks interested in business administration. Grambling has all those degrees. They can come in criminal justice. They can offer those degrees right here.
It's true, and because I went back to school to get my master's, but it was an online class, and that was kind of hard for me to juggle that single parent and doing online. So Grambling did have a social work program, but I couldn't do that commuting with my son.
Back and forth, right? And so
you have to go
to Grambling, right? And so my proposal is take some of these abandoned buildings that we have downtown and give it to Grambling,
and that will create jobs.
That creates jobs. That lets us hold on to our human capital. Our individuals don't have to leave, and so it has a multiplier effect. Southern University. Why don't we have a law school here? We have the federal court here. We have the state appeals court here. We have the Caddo District Court here. We have the juvenile court. That's opportunities for those students to get interns. This administration cut the intern program and the summer job. And the summer jobs program. Yeah, they cut that program out. And so now they're bringing it back because we're in an election year. We have to emphasize that these things are a priority other than election years. It has to be a priority for the mayor to say we're going to put young children to work in the summertime. They're going to spend the money in the economy anyway.
So put them to work.
So put them to work. I mean, the city operates off of sales tax dollars. So when you go buy bread, or when you go out and patronize Hayes on Texas, or if you go to Club Royalty, every time you spend something, they're charging you sales taxes. You're putting money into the city coffers, and so that's a misnomer for folks to claim that everybody's not contributing to the tax base here.
Most definitely. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like the number one thing what you're saying is same thing we was talking about this whole time. We're trying to create excitement, in the city. Because to me, these young people are acting out because they don't have nothing to do.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And not saying going to the clubs and all that is going to be the answer. But we could bring concerts here. Right. You know what I'm saying? We could, like, especially these football games, you know, because everybody loves them HBC games anyway, because they waiting on what? Halftime.
When they brought that Pelican game here, it was sold out.
Right. When we did the mixed gender basketball game here last December with Strohmile and Anthony Montgomery, and they brought all those folks in, Master P.
Was it packed?
It was packed at the Centenary Gone Dome. Packed.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what we need to do. That's why I say we need some fresh meat.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We need to get some younger people in place, and we can make some things happen. But we're going to talk about that and a little bit more after these messages. We're just saying with Teresa Foster and our honorable special guest, our future mayor, Mr. Steven Jackson.
Consumers, purchase your community coupon book and take advantage of great discounts and savings offered by business owners. The community coupon books will be sold at an affordable price of $15 to hundreds of consumers. So, business owners, you can advertise in the community coupon book at a cost of only $35 per coupon ad. For more information about your community coupon book, call 318-655-4651. Sponsored by 100 Seeds Cooperative Investment Group, LLC.
K-Ham Radio.
What's up with your boy Frey, aka the True Rapper? Check me out on KHamRadio.com. My new single, My Girl Not a Gold Digger, and watch my footwork. It's hot and blazing in the street. Now I mean, hit me up with my contact number 318-471-8029. Get at your boy.
My girl is not a gold digger. She keeps it realer than.
Hello, y'all. We're back. And I just want to, let you know we're here with the honorable future mayor of the city of Shreveport, Mr. Steven Jackson. Steven, I mean, as far as like I said, we were speaking about the excitement of entertainment and about bringing things into the city, man. And one thing I've noticed, during the past administration as well as the administration before that one, because General Motors was lost under the administration before her. And I think that is one of the biggest things that could have ever went terribly wrong for the city of Shreveport.
Not only that, General Motors, you lost GE basically, you lost Google
Western Electric.
Yeah, it was a lot of sub companies that were supplying them. I'm thinking like maybe 4 or 5 different companies. All was gone under that administration. I heard I was out of town, but I keep in touch with what's going on in the city. McDonnell Douglas.
Okay.
I heard they were interested in coming to the city of Shreveport, but that idea just vanished. So with the exception of Libby Glass, KCS,
Calumet,
and what's going on down Highway 1, what they call it, the port.
The port, yes.
There are no paying jobs for this city.
Right. So my proposal for GM, and it's a radical proposal, but the people at the port like it. You mentioned the port. My proposal is I've always never agreed with the whole 3-wheel. What is it called? Dang.
Oh, those
Elio, the Elio, yeah, the Elio. I've never.
It's supposed to have been out 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And it's
whatever.
Still not out.
Right. And so I never agreed with that. My proposal is to give the GM facility to the port of Caddo Bossier. A lot of people don't know that the port has parish-wide jurisdiction, so they can own property anywhere in Caddo Parish. Give them that building because they're responsible for marketing industrial sites. They're responsible for certifying. There's a process that's called a certified site. That means when companies are out looking and searching, that site will pop up on their radar and get it ready, as opposed to, oh, if you come, we'll get ready. No, stay ready.
Yeah,
we got to stay ready.
You have to.
And so the port needs the prop. They need some more land. They're looking for more land, and I think it'll help them. It has a rail spur that runs into it. It has access to the interstate, and so it's right for an industrial. Right now, what we have is a group of well-intentioned volunteers managing the old GM plant. If we give it over to the port with the professionals and let them operate it, I think we'll see a greater return.
Most definitely, because when I ride to, I go to Dallas a lot.
Okay.
And there are districts in Dallas.
You done bought a toll tag?
Once or twice.
See, that's how bad it is.
Yeah. So you think we need to get tolls?
No. I'm just saying it's so bad. People go over there so much. They're selling and marketing. Get you a toll tag. That's the message that they're sending is, hey, you over here all the time. You might as well come just get a toll tag.
Send that bill to you.
Yes.
I got
so and there's certain areas where, like what the port looks like out there.
Right.
It's like miles of nothing but those type businesses.
Right. And the thing is, you have the talent here in Shreveport.
Absolutely.
To bring anything that we want to bring here. But
it's stopping them from moving out of town.
And we've got the resources.
Yes.
What we don't have is a leader. Shreveport doesn't need a manager. Shreveport needs a leader. We need a leader who knows how to put all this stuff together, put people at the table, and use the bullet pulpit to say, this is what we have, this is who we have, and this is what we have to offer here as a total package, from our education system to our human capital to our economic development incentives, and say, Come do business here, and let folks know this mayor doesn't like to travel.
Right.
They don't like to travel for some reason. Go out and sell Shreveport. You've got to do that. You've got to go out and seal the deal.
Like most do. Most do.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm proud to be at home, but it's just
absolutely.
on during the week I'm thinking on how I can get out of here. Like this weekend,
people always. That's what I say. People leaving. Not only do I want, like I said, I left. But I'm back, and I don't want to leave no more. I want to try and see what we can do to not only stay here, but to get those who left to come back.
Come back. We've got. I think it was Mayor Hightower who said, "Bring the kids home."
Yeah,
we've got to start something similar where we bring not just the kids, but bring everybody home. And I think we can do that. One with jobs, and I think the job situation will fix a lot of things that are missing.
A lot of people. With me, I was in education for 17 years. But when I moved back here in 2007, the pay that they pay teachers,
I
could make it. So now I am with Libby Glass.
Right.
I can afford to provide for me and my son.
That's crazy.
So watch this.
A teacher has to leave her profession because of the pay. That's not good.
So I miss working with the children, but at the same time, I have to think about mine.
So watch this. So when we went to talk to Dave and Buster's, a lot of people say, "Why don't we have a Dave and Buster's?"
Most definitely.
When we went and talked to them, the first thing that they want to know is, how many people do you have with a PhD? How many people do you have that make X amount of income? How many people do you have that work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job? How many people do you have that are technically considered middle class? They're doing all that. They're doing that data and analysis because they want to know who has discretionary income, who has disposable income that could come and patronize their business. Dave & Buster's is not in the business of just coming and open up for free, for charity. They want to know, if we come open up, are you going to have the people who can come?
Saying they want to know if this
community can support it.
Right.
And they know it, and they pull that information from the income tax.
I think we can.
And well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Papa Do's, I had a talk with them. I knew the owner when I lived in Houston. Same thing.
Okay.
It's not a demographic right now that we want to touch.
Right. That's what they tell you.
You like number 25 on it.
Right.
For the economy. So why would we put Papa Do's there?
Right.
When you have restaurants, Cheddar's closed down.
Right.
TGI Fridays.
Right.
All these places.
TGI Friday closed down.
It's gone. If you notice, when Whole Foods first came, we did everything we could to get Whole Foods here. When Whole Foods got here, they were originally open until 11 o'clock p.m. But then they slowly moved their time back to closing at 10 p.m. Now they shut down the buffet at like 7:30 or so, when it used to stay open till like 9. And so they're slowly scaling back, because what they're saying is your market cannot handle this. And so that's why we have to fix the job situation.
Exactly, because that means it's not enough people
working and not enough disposable income to come put out in this. So we have to get the job situation fixed. We have to give people something to be proud of here in Shreveport. Too many people find it convenient to say I'm from Shreveport, not live in Shreveport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what, like I said, that's what the whole thing, what I'm thinking, man, you know, if we could, I don't see it being really difficult. I just don't see nobody actually trying
to do it.
And you know, another thing too, a lot of people here have tunnel vision. They're gonna follow the leader.
Right.
So, take for instance, Hayes on Texas. I love going to Hayes on Texas, but just say we like it. 3 other people don't. We gonna go across here to Cocoa Palace because we don't want to go in Hayes. But the thing is, you have to pull together your resources to give the support.
Right.
And everybody don't want to go to a club. What about a Sambuca's?
Right.
That's a nice restaurant where you can have jazz music and a nice meal.
And that's why, you know, I
see, that's something else. We lack that type of culture, being from a swamp state.
Well, and see, so when I did my announcement at Proud Mayors, you'll be surprised that this administration fought me for doing that. But here you have a young Southern University graduate, Miles Lester, who just graduated from Southern University in December last year. And he came home, got with his dad and his mom, and they opened up Proud Mary's.
Okay.
Named after Mary Sterling, I believe. Yes. And so they opened that restaurant up for Cajun cuisine. You have jazz music there, you have music there, and it's good food. But this administration, I want to support a locally owned, African-American owned, minority-owned business. But this administration said, no, you can't do political events down there. And I said, well, if we're trying to support somebody, how do we tell people to come home, get involved and do this, and then turn around and says, we're not going to support you?
And they do it in other cities.
And they do it in other cities. So if we were to land the National Democratic Party or the State Democratic Party convention, and if you've ever been to a Democratic or political convention, all it is really a big party. Right. People having receptions and people hosting big fancy dinners. So what you're telling me is these folks would totally be shut out from getting any of that money that's going to come to town. That makes no sense. We create rules, like you say, tunnel vision. We get this tunnel vision and create rules that hurt us.
Is that our council?
That's our council and our mayor. And we've got to fix that. We can't continue to have a mayor and a council who believes that liquor stores and payday lending is economic development on the black side of town.
Because payday lending, you ain't got to pay them back.
That's ridiculous.
I'm just telling you. I already know. So look, you can go out there, that's free money. I'm telling you.
But
the government don't have anything to do with it.
But what I'm telling you is we can't continue to accept that as economic development. Most of the crime that we see is happening somewhere around the liquor store. I'm not saying that packaged liquor is the worst of is the enemy of all evils, but we should have a place. If we wanted to leave out here right now and go have somewhere to eat right here, where would we go?
Valero.
See? If we wanted to go sit down,
there's nothing here like that on this side of town.
See, and that's unacceptable.
Everything is on your driving. That's what I say. When we coming in from Dallas, people coming in from Dallas, they should see something coming in on that interstate. That old Sam's building needs to be converted into something.
I have a lot of friends of family members.
It's ridiculous.
Right. And there's enough population here to do it.
Yeah.
Right. I have family members come in from New York, Georgia, and they come to my mom's crib. My mom lives in Queensboro. Right?
Okay.
So they like, okay, where's the closest Starbucks? I want to go get a Starbucks. I start laughing. Yeah. I'm like, either Bossier City or Uri Drive.
Right.
But look how far that is from Queensboro.
Right. Exactly.
Why is there not a Starbucks in Queensboro? We like coffee.
Right.
Folgers.
Folgers in your
We'll be right back after this with Just Sam, Willie Dexter Harris, Teresa Foster, and our special guest, the Honorable Future Mayor, Stephen Jackson.
Do you want a new look for your bathtub but worried about the price? Don't replace, refinish. Proficient Refinishing has certified specialists to give your bathtub a fresh look. We can turn that into this. Most refinishing projects are done in a few hours. It's easy, quick, with less mess. We can turn that into this and do it with a fraction of a replacement cost. Think of the money you can save. It's for your bathroom, kitchen, and fireplace too. For a remodel made simple, call Proficient Refinishing now, 429-4999.
All right, we're back. Now, I can't stress enough, about the fact of you need to get to that polls on November 6th. It is very important to get to them polls on November 6th. You all have seen the backlash when you don't get to them polls and vote, because orange people start taking over your country. So if you don't get out there and vote, you can't complain when that takes place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't pick a particular person that we may be backing, just go vote. You know what I'm saying?
Vote.
Go to the polls.
Right.
Not get on a poll. Go to the polls and vote.
And you have no excuse, because early voting has started and it runs through next Tuesday, October 30th. And so you can go right now from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. downtown to the registrar of voters office. You can go Saturday, all day Saturday, probably by the time this airs. I'm not sure.
It airs Sunday.
Okay, so you'll have Monday and you'll have Tuesday where you can go and vote. 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And so
that's the day before Halloween.
The day before Halloween. You have no excuse not to get out and go vote. Exercise your right. And, I think the senator from this area, Senator Tarver, has criticized one of our candidates for never voting.
Oh, Lord.
Never voting. But you want to run for mayor, but you've never voted.
Got to pay attention to that. Google it.
Yes,
you
never voted.
That. You know what I'm saying?
It's so amazing. So many young men that I talk to at work say they don't vote.
Yeah, it's unacceptable.
It doesn't count.
It's completely unacceptable.
They don't count because you didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
That's why I didn't count.
Not old enough to vote, but I take him with me when I go to vote, so I can teach him the process. Even with going to the library, I teach him how to do the card catalogs, because all the time these systems not going to work. So you have to have something to fall back on.
Right.
I have really enjoyed hearing what you had to say. So let me just say this to y'all. I am endorsing Stephen Jackson, Mayor number 58, November the 6th. Vote, early voting. I'm going Monday.
All right.
Facebook Live it.
And let me say this. Also, be careful on these ballots, because they use these huge, seasons of voting where you can elect a mayor or a governor or president,
slip stuff
and they slide those little amendments in there.
Yeah, but
read those things.
Amendment number 2.
We're just going yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
Yes.
Read those things. So you got one of these support.
Vote yes for amendment number 2. It requires the state to have unanimous juries when you're trying to convict someone. Right now, you don't have to have a unanimous jury. That's an old law that was put in place right after sort of a segregation type law, right at the 1900s. It's still embedded in sort of a racist culture where African Americans would not have an opportunity to get a just trial. So we're the only state in the United States that doesn't require unanimous jury.
Well, you got to tell them that one again.
So
Which
vote,
one is that
vote yes for amendment number 2. Yes for amendment number 2 on your ballot, and vote yes for the Caddo Parish Parks and Recreation millage as well.
Yeah, read those things, because they're in there, and they just want you to just check them and be through, so you can hurry up and get out of there. No, there's no hurry. You ain't no time limit to come out that thing. Sit there and read them.
Right, and you can request help at the ballot box if you have a problem.
And say, excuse me?
Yeah, well, you have to request it in advance, so you do have to let them know in advance, but you can call in advance and let them know if you have a disability, if you have someone who has a disability, a loved one who has a disability, you can go in the booth with them, but they just have to know prior to, so they can make those accommodations.
Okay, see, that's good FYI.
And if you have not been convicted of a crime, if you have not been convicted, found guilty of a crime, you are still eligible to vote.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people say that, I can't vote because I got a felony. You know, I can't vote, and that's not true, right?
Well, in some cases, it's not. You have to check. If I think if you're no longer on papers, if you're no longer on probation, you can be eligible to vote, and so that's a case by case scenario. And I don't want to get into the legal aspects of it, but if you have like a misdemeanor, you can vote. If you've not been convicted, if you've not gone before a judge, the reality is there's a lot of people sitting at CCC who actually can vote. They just have to request a ballot.
Oh, okay.
They have to request the ballot. So someone should request their ballot for them.
Yeah, because they count them in the census.
Correct.
So they might as well let them, you know, play a part in what's going on.
Correct.
Here.
So make sure we get everybody out to vote.
Most definitely.
So where are you having when voting?
Election night watch party. So again, I'm all about keeping it local, about the neighborhood. I'm going to be hopefully at Taylor's Catering right there on North Market. Have y'all eaten?
That's my place, and they will be serving dinners this Saturday. $10.
Yes.
Oh
So
my God,
I try to keep everything local, homegrown.
Well, we know where we'll be.
Right.
I'm going.
I'm for the people.
On the 6th.
On the 6th. On the 6th. So
what time?
I can't guarantee we're gonna have that lunch menu. I can't guarantee we're gonna have that lunch menu there. But
and Taylor, we'll pay it. You know, we know Taylor's. We'll pay it. You know what I'm saying?
So,
but what time that your groups are gonna start showing up?
We'll probably get there. We're not gonna leave off the street until probably about 7:30 ish, because we're gonna push all the way up to 8 p.m. and we'll be there hoping for a victory.
You need some help? I'll come out there.
That'll work.
I'll come out there. I'll definitely help.
I have a big following on Facebook.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Most definitely.
I will help you. Yes. I'm really excited.
Cool.
Oh yeah. I told y'all. I'm gonna let y'all get to know this man. You've met him. Use your mind. Judge for yourself, not what nobody told you, because this came out of his mouth.
Right.
So no more questions. We're going to get to this poll November 6th. We're going to vote this man in as the next mayor of the great city of Shreveport. So until next time, we'll see you. We're just saying,
Teresa Foster,
with our guest, the Honorable Mayor Stephen Jackson.
He chocolate.